should be on. So we are live.
Are
So
we?
Tony Karib. Yes, we are. Finally, we are. Early morning. I think we are all early morning people. I was telling
Yeah,
someone
I
I
have
had a
my
six.
jacket and stuff, so
Yeah,
it's good.
yeah. So I had a 6 a.m. call. Just by 6:45 is when I finished. But thank you so much
Wow.
for joining. I totally
Thank you.
appreciate also having time with you. So tell us your name and what you do.
Oh, you want me to tell you what I do officially, or what I do?
All of it. What do you do? Who is Tony?
Well, my name is Tony Onyango. I am a pit master, but during the day, during my free time, I'm a banker. So I love about meat. I love to be
Yeah,
around meat. I love to
yeah.
produce meat. I love to cut meat. I love everything about meat. So I'm a barbecue pit
That
master.
that's very good. I like what you said. In my free time, I work as a banker. So that's not your that's not your thing.
That's during my free time.
That's your free time. I like that. I've never looked at it like that because actually our jobs are our free time. Then your main job is what you do, right?
Yeah, what I enjoy doing,
Mm,
I've learned over the years that
mm.
what you enjoy doing is what your focus should be on. I do
Wow.
enjoy my job, by the way,
Mm, mm.
in case my employer is watching. But I love meat and everything
Yeah,
about meat
yeah,
and
yeah,
everything about barbecue.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
When did you discover you loved meat? Is it when you were young? How did you bump into meat and decide this is going to be your business, your main thing?
Well, I think growing up, my dad used to ask me to do the trauma for
Mm.
him and stuff like that. So what I'm talking about 12 years, 13 years old,
Wow.
and I was doing that on the Jico,
Yeah.
just trying to get a hang of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, then from there I just fell in love with cooking. So in the neighborhood where I grew up, we used to be left at home a lot. So
Mm.
different boys left at home a lot, and I used to be the guy that let's go to Tony's place and he'll cook lunch.
Mm.
So I used to
Yeah.
be that guy. I used to be
Yeah.
that guy. Yeah. And I kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you transform from cooking meat from your house to making it a business? Because I mean, we all cook. I'm thinking about it. Some of us know how to bake, but we've never turned it into an opportunity to do business. How did you
Do,
transition to that?
do we all cook
Somehow we do. We do. Some of us are very good. They'll say, I make very good
for
chapatis.
sustenance?
No.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sustenance. I don't know. Not I don't know. I do know how I did.
Mhm.
One weekend while I went to a party
Mhm.
and I was invited by a friend of mine.
Mhm.
And when I got there, I mean, setup was still going on and stuff like that, and the food was not yet done. So
Mhm.
when during the process, I lit the jiko and I put in the meat and I
Yeah.
did the meat and then I
Yeah.
served people. And at
Yeah.
the end of the night, as one would do, like we're
Yeah.
Africans, as one would do. And then
Yeah.
at the end of the night, and when I was leaving, the guy's wife came, called me
Yeah.
aside, and then shook my hand with something in it. I was like,
Yeah.
what's going
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
And she had put some money in it, and she was saying, thank you for sorting everything out today. I was like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah.
Then, funnily enough, The next weekend, I went for a different friend's party.
Yeah.
They don't know each other.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing. And then his wife did the same thing. Notice, I'm talking about my friends' wives. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about my friends.
Yeah.
Because I think my friends were used to it. So they took it for granted. Tony will do
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
So it was my friends' wives.
Yeah.
So the same thing happened, the exact same thing. Like when I was leaving, the wife came and said, "Oh, she shook my hand and put something in my hand." So I went home and said, Ikitu, I think I'm going to turn it into something.
Hmm.
And why not was formed?
Yeah.
So why not barbecue is actually my name spelled backwards.
Ah, that's
So my
interesting.
name it is.
That's
So my name is
interesting.
Tony.
Yeah.
My name is Tony.
Yeah.
YNOT spells why not.
Yeah.
Mirrored. When you mirror that, it spells Tony.
Yeah.
So why
Awesome.
not was born.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's
I
that's
love
that's how it is. It's not really difficult.
that. I love that, Tony. So you talked about being a pizza master. What is that? What does that mean? I've never heard of that. What does that really mean?
Right. I mean, being a pit master is pit masters are people who enjoy long cooks of meat.
Hmm.
Long cooks of meat are people. So your pit is actually where your G code or whatever you want to use, and pit masters
Mm-hmm.
are guys who smoke meat,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to a grill master
Mm-hmm.
who enjoys grilling or who does grilling.
Mm-hmm.
A pit master enjoys long cooks of meat,
Mm-hmm.
so upwards of 6 hours or three
Mm-hmm.
hours. Let me put it 3 hours
Yeah.
because it could be 3 hours and above. So
Yeah.
upwards of 3 hours, yeah. And
Yeah.
we cook meat low and slow,
Hmm.
low and
Okay.
slow. So I have friends who are pit masters who are cooking for meat for 24 hours,
Hmm.
16 hours, 18 hours,
Hmm.
um 12 hours.
Hmm.
So just depending on, but then a pit master is somebody who has the capability to cook meat low and slow.
Interesting. So meat can be cooked in different ways. Meat is not just grilling, nyama choma. There's actually being a pits master. That's very interesting.
That is what it is. I mean,
Wow.
you could choma, which is our traditional Kenyan thing going on,
Yeah. Yeah.
but then there's different ways that you could bring out this meat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So that's what a pit master is. How long have you done it?
Whoa! From the first time, when was I 13? I was 13. Oh God,
Many years.
I was probably 13, 47 years ago.
Wow.
But I think I probably began doing it commercially
Hmm.
20 years ago or something like that.
Okay. So for 20 years, you've been a pits master.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Hmm.
Does it make money? Do
Do I
you
have
make
school
money?
fees to pay? Do I have school
Do
fees to
you make
pay?
money? Oh my. So I think
Let,
for,
let, let me put it in a different way.
yeah,
I have I'm a bit older than many people,
yeah,
and I've learned over the years that if you're going to do something,
mm,
then you better do something that you enjoy and that
yeah,
makes you money,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And it's heavy. I was with some friends yesterday, and I was telling them the same thing, that
mm,
your pension is not going to cut it. It's
True.
unfortunate. You
Yeah.
you 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 save your pension,
Mm,
you put away, you think you're putting aside money, and then you have to
mm,
fight to get that pension. You have to go to offices in Nairobi to get that pension. It's your
mm,
money, but then you're going to look for it.
mm,
If you want to maintain the lifestyle you have or anywhere near what you have,
mm,
find something you enjoy doing
mm.
and make money for you. So does
Absolutely.
barbecue make me money? Yes, it does make me money.
Absolutely.
Yes. I,
I
I
love that.
wouldn't I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I love that. Do you have, struggle when it comes to the fact that you're actually a nyama person, a meat person, but you're also a banker? Do you find that you struggle or people look at you differently? Because one of the things that makes people just shy away from going to such opportunities is, what will people think? Watafikiria mimi nachomanga nyama. Mi ni msee wa nyama. Did you struggle with that kind of outlook when you began from your
No, I
friends and
don't care.
everything?
No, no. I
Yeah,
really don't care.
yeah.
I was looking for a polite way to put this, but no, I really don't care. Um, if I was a farmer
Hmm.
and I was selling boga,
Yeah,
I'd go to Markiti and still work at the bank.
yeah,
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 I
yeah,
would. I would because I need to.
yeah,
I
yeah,
would because I love to.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So no, am I ashamed of what I do? No, I'm not.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, no chance. I'm not. I'm not.
Mm,
I'm
mm,
not. I'm not
mm.
ashamed of what I do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know you've talked about being a banker. Are there skills that you found that you have actually earned throughout your profession, that actually have been very helpful in your business? Because usually that's a struggle with many people. How do I balance my work and my business? And how do I use the skill set, the same skill set that you're learning, to actually get myself to business? How have you done it?
So here it is.
Yeah,
Um, I'll just give an example. I was talking
yeah,
to a friend of mine who
yeah,
loves to hike,
yeah.
and at some point I was telling her, you love to hike.
Hmm.
Why don't you just put people together? They pay you and you take them hiking.
Yeah,
It has nothing. It doesn't interfere with your other life. It is your life.
yeah,
It is your life.
yeah,
So meat is what I am about,
yeah,
and I'm about meat.
yeah,
Meat is my business,
yeah, yeah,
and my business is meat.
yeah,
It doesn't interfere with my work because I love doing my work and
yeah,
I get my job done.
yeah,
But you
yeah,
get into some sort of routine
yeah,
as a man. You get
yeah,
into some sort of routine that might be unhealthy.
yeah.
You know, wake up, go to the office.
Hmm.
Um, you get into some routine that might be pretty unhealthy. So
Yeah,
you need to do things that make you happy,
yeah. And make
things
you
that
money.
fulfill you.
Yeah.
Um, we have kids and we have all that
Hmm.
and blah blah and
Hmm.
and that doesn't really fulfill you. I might be sounding a bit crass,
Yeah, yeah.
but it
You're
doesn't
right.
really fulfill you.
Yeah, yeah,
You need to find an activity
yeah,
that fills you up.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. If it's
yeah,
riding a bike, fine,
yeah,
ride a bike.
yeah,
And if in the process,
yeah,
you love riding and you can do pizza deliveries,
yeah,
why
yeah,
not? Why not?
yeah,
Yeah, because you
yeah,
want to ride your bike, and then
yeah,
you want to add purpose to whatever it is you're doing, right?
yeah,
You
yeah.
can add purpose to it,
Wow. Tony,
and and
yeah,
and and I don't think anybody should care
Hmm.
that probably Ivy's is
Hmm.
delivering pizza. So what?
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm not delivering pizza. I'm riding my bike. Do
That's
you
it,
understand?
right?
I'm
That's
riding
it.
my bike. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, there's something in your pocket, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Tony, I think you've shifted my mind a lot because that's the thinking that we don't get a lot in most of our people. And I'll say that because our mind is fixed in, I need to make money. And always you think big. But just as you said, if I can ride a bike and add something else, purpose to it, and I earn money, why not? So it's something what you have and what you love. So totally, totally love it.
And what
What's
happens in the end?
yeah,
You wake up and do it because you love to do
yeah,
it.
I know,
And
right?
then we don't have guys looking gloomy at work and like the government workers
Yeah,
who are they're reading newspapers
yeah,
and letting the line build up outside. I mean, I think the problem we have as Africans is we were taught to go to school and then work for people,
that's it.
right? So
Yeah,
our mentality is go to school and then get a good job,
yeah, yeah,
and which means build somebody else's dream, isn't it?
yeah. Never your own.
Right?
Yeah,
And then while you're building somebody else's dream, you're bored
yeah,
half the time. You're
yeah,
sick. You're falling sick.
yeah,
Um, you don't have anything in control because
yeah,
it's not yours. It's not your
yeah,
dream, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
then we retire at what, 60?
yeah.
What kind of dream are you going to build at 60?
Never. You're too old. You're too old and struggling with a lot of things.
Yeah, diabetes and
Yeah,
loose bowels and stuff
yeah,
like that. You
yeah,
just don't have the
yeah,
time to build anything. You
yeah,
don't have the time to travel.
yeah.
I travel a lot,
Hmm,
right? I off-road. Okay,
hmm,
my hobby is meat, but my
hmm,
hobby
hmm.
is off-roading.
Yeah,
And I'm off-road what for probably 3 months in a year.
yeah,
And it's fine. And now Elon Musk, bless his soul, even if guys hate him,
yeah,
he's even made it easier because I can go work there wherever I am. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
All I need to do is carry the Starlink, and I'm better off. I can work from wherever I am, and
yeah,
thanks to my employer also.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I mean, never don't do stuff you don't enjoy because then
Mhm.
no one will enjoy you doing it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So being a banker and being a pits master, which is meat, doing meat, what are some of the things you've learned in terms of skills that have helped you, go through your main job, which is being a pits master? What have you gathered? Because you've been working and you're still working, you've not retired. How do you work on those skills? What are some of the skills you think are quite important for business and opportunities to work?
Just I don't know. You learn prudence. I don't know
Yeah,
if prudence is a skill.
yeah,
Um, you learn customer experience.
yeah,
You learn to how would I put it? Probably to manage yourself in terms of finances.
yeah,
Right. What
yeah,
can I get? What can't I get?
yeah,
You learn investment.
yeah,
You learn so many things.
yeah,
I think as a banker,
mm,
um, maybe you could go to the banking hall and get business advice from somebody who doesn't own a business.
yeah. Always.
You know,
Yeah, always.
if you don't own a business, you might not be able to understand why I can't pay
Yeah,
my
true.
loan. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
If you don't own a business, you can't understand that things are down
Yeah,
because y- probably you went to school and did economics
yeah,
and you learned about market volatility
yeah,
in textbook form.
yes,
Kenyans are volatile.
yeah,
Kenyans are volatile as hell. So
yeah,
today they're in your shop and they're buying all this stuff,
yeah,
and you bring more stuff from China
yeah,
and then they disappear.
yeah. Just once.
Yeah.
That's true.
And the bank is wondering, ulifanya watu nini? You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
why was last month so good and this
yeah,
month is not?
yeah,
And you can't explain it.
yeah, yeah,
So I've learned patience.
yeah,
I've learned a lot of other. There's something we write in our series called interpersonal skills.
yes,
I think that's what it is. I've just
yeah,
learned stuff that you don't learn in class,
yeah,
and I've learned stuff that makes allows me to be able to make the right decisions.
yeah, yeah,
Is that valuable? Hell
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Hell yeah, it's valuable.
yeah. So, Tony, what you're trying to say is it's possible for people to run businesses and still work, successful businesses and still work, because you're an example of that. That is possible, correct?
Yes,
Hmm.
that's exactly what I'm saying, Ivy.
Yeah, yeah,
That's exactly what I'm saying.
yeah. You know, you've touched a bit on the challenges that you've had. What are some of the really main challenges for 20 years that you've been a pizza master?
Backstabbing.
Does that end?
Backstabbing
What do you mean by
and
backstabbing?
conspiracies and what no, your question is wrong, Ivy, because
Yeah.
you should ask me what haven't I gone through.
What have you not gone through? 20 years is a lot to
Nothing,
think of.
nothing,
Yes.
nothing. I've gone through it all.
Yes.
What I can't go through my challenges,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I can say one thing,
Hmm.
and I hear it in all African nations. You go
Hmm.
to SA, you go whatever, and it's the
Hmm.
same thing.
Hmm.
People complaining,
Hmm.
hakuna kazi,
Hmm.
and does the language on your show have to be clean?
Hmm.
It does. Okay,
Hmm.
good.
Very.
Good. I shall restrain myself. Um, then people complain, oh, hakuna kazi, what. But
Hmm.
us, the guys who have capital,
Hmm.
who want to put up stuff, we
Hmm.
put up stuff, and then when we go to our offices, you steal the stuff.
Hmm.
You give bad service to customers. And then we
Hmm.
come from the office, and these businesses are doing badly,
Hmm.
and there are so many complaints from the customers, we shut down. Do
Yeah.
you understand? The
Yeah.
people who are willing to employ you,
Yeah.
when they do try,
Hmm.
you set out to mess them
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I had a restaurant, and they
Yeah.
were stealing pork. They were stealing nyama. They were stealing, and they were treating customers badly.
Hmm.
And they thought, in their
Wow.
heads, they
Yeah.
thought I was paying them, which in the end happened because I had more, I had less salary
Yeah.
than I did without that business.
Yeah.
So you employ people, and 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 they do whatever they want.
Yeah.
They steal your meat. They do
Yeah.
what, and you're expected to stay open.
Of
You
course
shut
not.
down. Why? Because if my disposable income was 100,000,
Yeah.
And with this business, it comes down to 5,000. Why
Yeah.
the hell am I running the business?
Yeah.
Right? So I
Yeah.
sat down.
Yeah.
I sat down and I told those guys, endeni mjaribu hata nyinyi
Yeah. Mm.
kufungua ma places zenu.
You see how it's gonna survive.
Yeah, yeah. Endeni. No, not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Asina roho chafu.
Yeah.
Say
Yeah.
endeni mjaribu huko
Mm.
kufungua
Mm.
kufungua mabiashara zenu muone
Yeah. Yeah.
kama mtafanya. Sasa
Yeah.
sisi tumemalizana.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tumemalizana na sioni ni kama tutaendelea.
Yeah. So you
And
have to
yeah,
shut
it
down.
is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So how have you managed to the people part is a very big complaint about along businesses, along a lot of entrepreneurs. If there's anything I've had in many of our entrepreneurs we work with is people stealing, my staff are stealing, I go to work and people steal everything, and at the end of the day you close. I mean, I had a friend who had a hospital and people were treating patients are coming, you can actually see from CCTV, but there's no money. So patients, someone is actually getting the patient. How have you
And
managed?
then, do
Yeah.
you know the painful thing for me, Ivy, is those
Yes.
guys who say, oh, hakuna makazi huko,
Yes.
natafuta kitu ya kufanya. Are you mad?
Yeah.
Unatafuta nini?
Yeah.
And for us as Kenyans, which is a topic on itself,
Yeah. Yeah.
we really need to stop with the klepto culture.
Yeah.
We need to stop with the klepto culture.
Yeah.
Your house girl comes and because she's going off in the weekend, she thinks she has to take sugar.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
You know, why? Kama utaki kazi, usikuje.
Hmm.
But then she has to steal clothes from your children's clothes, or she has to steal. What is wrong with us?
Yeah.
What is actually wrong with us?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I used to buy 50 kilos of meat a day,
Hmm.
and I'm told 20 kilos was waste. How? Well, ukinunua nyama kwa butchery kilo moja 200
How
grams imewahi kuwa waste.
it has never been waste. Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
told them off. Actually, when I closed down, I sat them down and I told them.
Hmm.
I told them. And I think one of them went ahead to open Wines and Spirit.
Hmm.
And I think she woke up one morning and went to work, and her worker had gone with everything. I told her, unaona ile kitu nilikuwa nakuambia.
Yeah.
So she called me. And I was like, sasa, unaona ile kitu nilikuwa nakuambia. Oh, yeah, I
Hmm.
understand. You don't understand yet.
Hmm.
Because the people who are willing to employ you,
Yeah.
um, the very rich, sorry,
Yeah.
the very rich guys have stocks. They don't
Yeah.
care. Yeah?
Yeah.
The people who are willing to open salons,
Yeah.
the people who are willing to open shops, the
Yeah.
people who
Yeah.
are willing
Yeah.
to open restaurants and
Yeah.
things that can employ you
Yeah.
outside the office,
Yeah.
they're working.
Yeah.
But if you're going to steal and they won't get any income, they'll not have that business anymore, and they don't care for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
that's what's up.
Tony, yeah, Tony, I really like that example because we need to transition our mindset to knowing things are there. There's opportunities, but we have to actually be very responsible in our own opportunities. If you get an opportunity, how do you handle it? And I like what you did to sit down with those people and just tell them, this is it. You can't do this. And it's unfortunate you close the business, but it's a story of many entrepreneurs in the country where you get tired, you've been pumping money in some business, and you just decide, enough, let me close it because I don't have anyone and I can't quit my job. So it's a very interesting thing. Have you also had a challenge of competition and how have you dealt with it?
No, that's there.
Mm,
I think how you deal with competition is mostly how you handle your quality
Hmm.
and things like that.
Yeah.
Again, it's unfortunate that a lot of this is dependent on other people, in the sense
Yeah.
that when you're not there,
Yeah.
other people, the face of your business
Hmm.
is somebody else's face, somebody else's
True.
attitude, somebody
That's
else's is how do I call it? Demeanor of the day,
hmm.
somebody else's is attitude of the day.
Yeah.
Um, Competition is a good thing.
Yeah.
I like to improve myself,
Yeah.
so I like to like give the best that I can give,
Yeah.
and let it then compete with others out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've built a name for myself. I'm not scared of saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of saying that. I'm not KFC or whoever,
Yeah.
but hey,
Yeah.
I was somewhere yesterday where people were like, "Hey, I know you." I'm like, "Yeah,
Hmm.
you know me, all good stuff.
Yeah.
What do you know
Yeah.
me for? I
Yeah.
know you for your nyama," and that feels good. It
Yeah.
feels good because then people are beginning to appreciate your contribution to society, so to speak,
Hmm. Yeah.
and we are all on this planet to make a
Yeah.
contribution. We are
Absolutely.
all on this planet to make a contribution,
Yeah.
and if your contribution is felt,
Yeah.
wewe unaenda binguni,
You have purpose. We call it purpose. As long as you have purpose, you have impact in your community. And that's
something like
all.
that,
Yeah. Yeah. And
something
that's
like
all.
that, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
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 Mm.
Being a pits master and working a lot in meats, what are some of the opportunities you see that people are not taking advantage of that are out there?
Sauces,
Yeah.
sauces. You
Sauces.
guys
What do you
aren't
mean?
making enough sauces.
Hey, what does
I
that
don't
mean?
know. And ugali, just
As
make
in
sauces and
tortillas or
ugali, man.
sauce?
Stop disturbing us. Watu wanyama tuko wengi. Just make sauces and ugali and let's move on.
Are you serious? It's an
Um,
opportunity.
no, I think I see I see opportunity in many
Hmm.
facets. Like I said,
Hmm.
let's stop this thing. The word opportunity is what makes. If you've gone to the CBD or you
Yeah.
haven't, you probably
Yeah. Yeah.
you'll see
Yeah.
4,000 shops all
Yeah.
selling the same
Yeah.
kind of jeans and the same kind
Yeah.
of shirts and the same
Yeah.
kind of dresses, and
All of us.
yeah, those guys use the word opportunity.
Yeah. I
Unaweza
know.
toa hii China ukuje. No, huwezi toa hiyo ka China ukuje. No, 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 no.
Yeah.
Um, Ukitaka kutoa kitu China, toa kitu mpya.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
let's stop asking each other for opportunities, because then
Yeah.
I'll give you, then I'll lock your mind to
Yeah.
sasa watu wanataka torch,
Hmm.
and you having the power, the financial power, utaleta container ya torch.
Bus.
Just
Yeah.
go out and think.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
what happened to innovation where I go out and I say, hey, hapa
Hmm.
watu hawana hii,
Hmm.
eh?
Yeah.
Then you bring it.
Yeah.
Look at how well the Chinese shops, the Chinese supermarkets
Hmm.
are performing as against the South Africans that were here before.
Hmm.
Those China Center and in everything how well they're doing, they're full every
Absolutely.
day,
Always. Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
And South Africans have come here and closed shop.
True. That's true. That's
I
very
if
true.
I remember growing up, there was a company called Supreme Furnishers.
Hmm.
Supreme Furnishers closed,
Hmm.
and South African. I mean, let's stop looking at opportunities as that thing that
Hmm.
somebody else would do. Those are not opportunities.
Yeah.
I think finding out what the market needs,
Hmm.
also doing what you love,
Yeah.
that's the opportunity you have.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the opportunity you have. You remember we were talking about riding the bike?
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
wouldn't you be able to pick 50 guys
Yeah.
who love to ride?
Absolutely.
Wouldn't those 50 guys be your employees and do deliveries?
Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
I
So
like that.
so
Yeah.
the way we look at opportunities
Hmm.
in our business segments and things like that,
Hmm.
when we're talking business, and it probably isn't
Yeah.
what angle we should be looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Tony, I like that because I was very, I wanted to wait and hear sources, ugali, nini, but exactly what you say, that's how opportunities are. Tap into what you love, do it, and make money out of it because that's how you've done it and how many people have done it. People that are doing well. And I think that's what the mindset still people don't have. Or probably they don't understand what they are good at. But it's the little things. I mean, the meat part, you're actually able to do it. Today, I hear when someone writes to us and says, "What can I do with 100,000?" And I always still told people, I have no idea what you can do with 100,000. Go and put it in the bank because that's a very tricky question. What do you want to do? How can I be the one telling you what you need to do with your money? And so it gets very tricky with entrepreneurs when you're working with them and they're
But
telling us, yeah,
isn't that why we have all this copycat culture in Kenya?
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely,
So so you have Savco jeans, everybody has some. Everybody's selling the same damn Savco jeans.
yeah,
So
yeah.
who's going to wear it?
No one. We all get bored, and you have dead stock.
Um, I have a nephew in the village,
Yeah.
and he called me and told me to buy for him a motorcycle. I told him, "Have you gone around Kisumu and seen the motorcycles in Kisumu? Why the hell would you want to buy a motorcycle?
And add it to many
Who's
others.
sitting on those motorcycles to be ridden around? Yeah, you want this
True.
motorcycle? Who?
Yeah.
How are you going to pay me?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
how are you going to
Yeah.
pay me? Because
Yeah.
everybody has a motorcycle. You would have come to me and told me, hey,
Yeah.
I need parts and I need tools because I want to
Yeah.
fix motorcycles.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
But it's so unfortunate. Everybody in everybody in Kisumu has a motorcycle, so everybody's waiting for a customer somewhere,
Yeah. And there's no
just hanging
customer.
around waiting. So I told
And
my
they're not.
cousin, no, I was not going to give him that money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's a waste of money.
you've not actually thought out what you want to
Hmm.
do, and
Hmm.
for me, it shouldn't be a thinking process per se,
Hmm.
because if you do what you love,
Hmm.
you will give guys the best and they will come.
True.
Kama kazi yako ni kupika, pika. If you're
Hmm.
a mason,
Hmm.
and I have friends, forget me who's
Hmm.
cooking.
Hmm.
Um, I have friends in the bank. Their side hustles are welding,
Welding.
carpentry,
Wow.
carpentry.
Wow.
I go home on Saturday and I just build stuff
Yeah.
because I love doing it and I have
Yeah.
the skill, so to speak.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Um, let's stop using the word opportunity in terms
Mm.
of I see an opening of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Opportunity is what you love doing. That's the
Yeah.
opportunity you have. And if you love it, you'll probably do it better than the people who are doing it right now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Chances are. Yeah.
Mm, absolutely. Which is your favorite meat to grill? To pit master. Do you say that or do you say grill?
No, you can say to grill. The word grill is good.
Okay.
I like beef.
Mm,
You have to be polite with it. You have to give it time. You
yeah.
have to treat it well
Yeah.
before,
Yeah.
during,
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
It's like a relationship.
Hmm.
I mean, everything you can do in your relationship is probably what you have
Hmm.
to do with beef.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I like beef. Beef is my favorite.
Okay.
I
So what
think.
makes yeah, what makes your meat different from the guy who stands in Kitengela and just anakuchomea nyama?
Love.
You love your meat. Absolutely. Tell me more.
To see more, you'd probably have to visit my handles.
Definitely.
But I think, why am I here? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Why am I doing it?
Yeah.
Have I come here because my wife is disturbing me
Yeah.
to get money?
Yeah.
Have I come here because I love to do this thing?
Yeah.
That tastes different.
Yeah.
Already you have you have different tastes. Immediately
Yeah.
you do that, you have different tastes. Am I doing this commercially?
Yeah.
Is it what do you call it? Like a line
Mm,
of manufacturing line or whatever,
mm,
processing
mm.
line or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
is it done out of the heart?
Yeah.
Why do guys say um mom's cooking is the best?
Hmm.
Even when you go to your neighbors and the mom cooks, wow, wow, you
Hmm.
you 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 don't even know how to talk about it. But
Yeah.
why do those kids in that house
Yeah.
will go home when they're
Yeah.
older and want to eat that mom's food?
Exactly.
They're not actually eating the mudokoi
Mm.
or the githeri or the what. They're eating
Yeah.
mom's love.
That's true.
Yeah? They're eating mom's love. That's simply why they do it. That's
Yeah.
why they, oh, my mom, I'm going home. I have to
Yeah.
cook.
Yeah.
Mom, can you cook for? They're eating mom's love. They're not eating the
Yeah.
food,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So if I'm going to make sofas, for example,
Hmm.
I can either do it commercially, where I look
Mm.
for the cheapest material or the most cost-effective material and the shortest time, or I could do it love,
Yeah. Yeah.
to create something, to give birth to something. You know,
True. Yeah. True.
that is an option.
Yeah.
And more often than not, the longer lasting one is the
Hmm.
one that's done around emotions.
Hmm. Yeah.
The one done around emotions is so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony. I think I have learned so much from you. So, so much. And I like the way you have changed how we are thinking about opportunities and just not think about opportunity as anything. I like what you're saying. You have to induce love. And that's the difference between mom's food and everyone. And I really love that you love your meat. What is one thing that you would advise someone who is watching, who is really struggling to find out what they need to do or how they need to do it, and they just need to get to the next step? What is your parting shot in terms of advice? What would you
Sorry.
say to them? Sorry.
Okay, I lost you there for a
Oh, okay.
second, but
Sorry.
then
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of got you asking what I would say to people out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Identify. I think the process begins with identify what you like doing.
Mm.
What if those one activity I would do for the rest of my life? What would it be?
Mm. Mm.
Then look at that activity and say, how do I make money off this activity?
Yeah.
Or first, just do the activity.
Yeah.
I'll, for me, like off-roading doesn't make me money. It loses me
Mm.
money,
Mm.
but it gains me peace of mind in the sense that I do charity work when I'm
Yeah.
off-roading.
Yeah.
I'm either putting up tanks somewhere
Yeah.
or doing stuff like that,
Yeah.
and it fulfills me. It
Yeah.
gives me energy to do all the other things I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm
Yeah.
on holiday and I'm off road,
Mm.
I get more energy to do all. I get more energy to cook. I get more
Mm.
energy to work at the office.
Mm.
So what I would advise guys is pick something you like
Mm.
and then see where that takes you. First and
Yeah.
foremost, why would you not be doing something you like?
I know, right? Why
Yeah.
would you be doing it?
I'm 50 years old
Yeah.
and I see a lot of pain in people.
Mm.
Guys say Kenyans are happy people, and I don't know because if
Mm.
you walk in town, everybody has a frown on them, especially
Mm.
the ladies. For some
Mm.
reason, I don't know. They seem to be
Mm.
pissed at something all the time,
Mm.
and it's probably because we're doing stuff we don't like,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? It's probably because we're
Yeah.
doing stuff we don't like,
Yeah.
and then as Africans again, we say, "Oh no, oh, this is not
Mm.
good." Oh, when you go here, they don't because those people don't like what they do.
Yeah.
If they liked what they did, projection like
Yeah.
and then work on that thing you like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
get work on that thing you like
Yeah.
and then make money off that thing you like.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. I wouldn't tell anybody anything else.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tony. I think we're coming to an end. I really love that you're a banker and you're still doing meat, when in Sewanyama, but in a different twist. But thank you so much. Great insights, great learnings, even from me. And I think a lot of people will learn. What's your handle for your business? It will be good for people to see what you do. What's your handle?
Why not
Mm-hmm.
barbecue underscore barbecue.
Okay.
That's on Instagram.
Okay.
Just follow me and check it out.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not is spelled YNOT, Tony
Yeah.
backwards. Why
Yeah.
not
Mm-hmm.
underscore barbecue,
Yeah.
and that's on Instagram. And you'll see what I get up to.
Yeah.
A lot of it is goofing around and
Yeah.
enjoying
Yeah.
myself. So yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
karibuni sana. Yeah.
Asante sana, Tony. Thank you so much for your time and thank you so much for really sharing your insights and your personal insights. And I really love your passion about your business. So thank you and next time.
Asante sana. Thanks, Ivy.